It's about 10:30 on a Tuesday night, and this is odd. I've already put out a video, and I already have tomorrow's joke out. I just felt like I had to say something. And my face is red and blotchy because old ladies have problems with facial hair. You know, you get some like a mustache, or you get some chin hairs, and especially stuff down here. So I thought, well, I'll try some Nair depilatory. And I know they have stuff for your face, which is probably not as harsh, but I put some of the regular stuff on my face. And then 3 minutes later, I took kind of a facial scrubby mitt and took it off. And it stings like a son of a gun. So I put some hydrocortisone cream on there, which made it sting even more. But hopefully it'll help it and be less chin. Not by the hairs of my chinny chin. I used to laugh at my grandma. She'd be plucking her chin hairs. She was probably about my age when I was a little kid. And I thought that's weird, but it's funny. Not funny. Not so funny. This is for the next 6 weeks, starting on Friday. I will be helper supreme as much as I can. Ashley's going to have, I guess, outpatient surgery, and she's not going to be able to lift weights or, lift a kid. Spencer's 35 pounds and Sebastian's 32 pounds. Kid's a monster. He eats like a vacuum cleaner, almost like my brother Richard. He just inhale food. Sometimes I almost think it's Richard's spirit in him. Kind of hope not. I mean, it's not nice to say. Richard didn't care to learn. This one, I hope he wants to learn. Today, they have like some little walker thing. It looks like a zebra and has things you can twirl on it and stuff, but you can walk behind it. And Brian and Spence and Sebastian, were out in the back walking back and forth. So I went out with my mustache painted on that for April Fools. And I walked out there, and they didn't see me at first. The little guy's walking behind this thing. He's just a year and 3 months old. 12, 14, 15 months old, as some people do. I don't. I say a year and so many months. Otherwise, you have to make them do the math, and I don't think that's fair. But he was walking along, and Brian made some comment, and Spencer was kind of not liking it. Oh, Brian said, let him walk behind the thing. He's trying to learn how to walk. You already know how to walk. So he kind of lagged behind a little, and I said, oh, Spencer, don't feel so bad. He turned around. He was going to go, Grandma! But he saw I had this mustache on, curled around, and I had big eyebrows drawn on with eyebrow pencil. And he's like, he didn't know what to think. And I said, April Fools, and that frustrated him. He did not like it. When he gets frustrated, up comes the arm like he's going to strike. That's a bad thing he's got going on right now. And I said, what's wrong? And he folds his hands, his arms. I said, what's the matter? You don't like it? No. I said, does it make you frustrated? Because it's weird and strange and you don't understand? And I had to explain to him what April Fool's was. And later on when we were playing, he did something silly and he got in my face and went, April Fools. So he understands the concept and everything. He's got a great memory. But he didn't like that. But his mama's going to have some minor surgery on Friday. And she'll need help with the kids and the laundry and whatever else there is to do. Taking them to school and picking them up and stuff. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So I won't really have too much extracurricular time to... I mean, some days Brian will be home because he works some days and he's off some days. But the rest of the time, I'm going to be very, very busy. So I may or may not be on here or on Facebook or whatever. Hardly anyone ever contacts me anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Tomorrow I may go to open mic night because it's going to be my last chance for 6 weeks because it starts before Brian would be home from work. And I don't want to leave Ashley by herself. Even if she said, no, I'm fine. No. I had abdominal surgery in 2000. And even though the doctor said, take it easy, I thought, I can do this and I can do that. No. You could damage yourself or you could feel real sick for several days after. So I'm going to help as much as I can. I'm going to prepare, get all the things I need for the next few weeks. Maybe I'm going to vacuum and wash the carpet tomorrow. And go to the store and load up with cat treats and cat food. And I have to pay my car insurance. I'm a month behind. And my car license tag. It's yearly taxes and tag thing. That's probably going to take my whole doggone monthly paycheck. I have to get gas in the car in case I need to do something or drive Spence to school or whatever it is. Gotta get a notebook so I can write it all down. Otherwise, I won't remember. And, yeah. Now I'm hot. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Oh, I had some sambuca and tea 3 times. 3 cups of tea with sambuca in each one. I gotta be careful because there's alcoholism that runs in my family. And speaking of that gin that I tasted the other day, it didn't really do much of anything to me. When I woke up, I had pain back here on both sides of my head. A weird place to have a headache, but I had it. And I know when you get headaches like that, you're basically dehydrated a little and you must drink a lot of water, which I did. And I felt better. I've gained a lot of weight because I've been lazy. And it makes it harder to get out of furniture, up off the toilet or off of furniture. I put 4-inch platforms on my furniture because that's about as much as it takes for me to be able to get up out of the chair. Fine. If your leg is bent more than a 45-degree angle, like up here's your body and down here's your foot. If you're sitting like this, it's fine. If it's more where your body sits lower than your leg, it's harder to get up. So I mentioned it today, and I mean it. Once I get enough money worked up, maybe in May, I'm going to get myself an ADA toilet that sits up 2 inches higher. It doesn't seem like 2 inches would make a big difference. But 4 inches makes a big difference in furniture. If I'm a regular sized person, it wouldn't matter. But I'm 6 foot tall with really, really long legs. So when you're tall, and like even in a car, when you sit where your knees are up and your butt's down, it's really hard on your body. It's hard on your circulation system and everything. So, I don't know, I just felt the need to blither on tonight, so I am. Kitty Cat doesn't know what I'm doing. He's on the floor there. I decided I'm not going to make another pair of curtains for the windows because I have some. I have 2 or 3 pairs. I don't know. I get these bees in my bonnet. Speaking of bees, the bees are out enjoying flowers. A lot of little teeny tiny flowers are starting to come up. The earth is starting to get warm enough that things can maybe start to grow. So I may try growing some things. The tomato plant that I bought already mostly grown is still alive. The other things from seeds are not. The soil here is crappy, and I have enriched it as much as I could. I may do some more of that. I guess it all depends on how much I have left after paying the car stuff and gas for the car and maybe a few groceries. Now, for the most part, I have enough groceries to last me till next month, whether it's rice or beans or chili or some kind of blithery thing. Yep, I do that when I don't know what the word is and I don't care to sit and think about it. Oh my God, I try to stay away from watching political stuff. I saw something today about political stuff and Trump and all that stuff, and it just makes me sick. And I thought, if I had a box on a scale, and every time he said something that was not true or was incredibly bizarre, I put a penny in that box, I'd be rich. It's just, you watch and you shake your head in disbelief. Does he believe that, or does he think he's really funny and he, getting your attention? And he likes attention. He's an attention whore. He obviously was ignored when he was a kid and handed off to his dad's workers on the construction site. He was ignored by his mom, I'm sure, and most likely his dad. And when you're ignored like that, you want attention badly. And people that are into money generally are not people. And they generally ignore their kids because they're not important. They don't do anything for them, so why should I bother? I think that's most of his problem. When a guy gets used to constantly lying, you have to remember your lies because there are people that will remember them for you and cameras that will capture them. So I think he just comes out with whatever's on his mind. Whether, he has a couple catchphrases that he likes to use over and over. He can remember those. All the rest is just all new stuff. It's incredible. I mean, he's already made himself a name in history. He doesn't have to do another thing. He could decide, I've had enough, and go quietly live somewhere. And he'd still have many pages in history books. When they're trying to get rid of books, they're trying to get rid of anything women do, and women, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, do these people not know that their mothers are probably the reason that they grew up healthy? These old codgers? Their mothers did a lot. Their dads may have worked, but their mothers are the ones that fed them. Their mothers are the ones that changed them when they were wet. Do they discount? They hate women so much? It just blows my mind. There's a lot of people I don't care for at all, but I don't take it out on everyone else. Like I mentioned in another vlog, I had a boss named Adolf Terry Knipper. And he ran the dental lab where I worked. And to him, he was gay, and to him, all women were just baby makers. And why don't hire him? He must have hated his mom or something. I don't know. So it's not just straight guys that are, anti-women this or that, or women should know their place at the front of the stove or whatever. I think a person is a person. If they can do something well, let them do it. If a woman is the best auto mechanic you've ever seen, let her do it. If a man's the best chef in the world, let him do it. I've known lots of men that do wonderful things that people think are women jobs. My brother is not gay at all. he works on airplanes. He used to work for Chandler Airplane Repair down in Georgia. And they had the old airplanes like the Tiger Cubs or the, I don't know, Cub Cadet, I don't know what they were called. Anyway, the kind where it's like a 1-seater or 2-seater. And if they had a damaged wing or something, they take all the wings are basically canvas with it's painted with some kind of strong shellac that makes them hard, so they can fly and resist the air in the air. And he has a sewing machine. He was sewing new canvas for the wing. He doesn't make him gay. He knows how to cook. He likes to cook. I like to cook because when you cook, you know how to cook. You can cook stuff to eat, and eating is fun and yummy. So, and you don't have to wait for someone else to make it for you. You can do it yourself. With this, today, or April 1st, I guess it was also National, there's some kind of day to observe and respect trans people. And I don't, sometimes it seems like people make a big deal out of something to get the attention that they need. I think that's pretty much this vlog is about attention or not getting enough attention or appropriate attention. I don't know if I know any. I know someone through Facebook that's trans. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't expect me to remember all the new pronouns because I can't. I'm old. I'll respect you. And if everyone's calling you she, and you were born Jeffrey, I will call you whatever your name is and refer to you as she. If that's what floats your boat. And I used to grumble and say, if these guys, they'd be dressed as women, I say, if they want to know what it's like being a woman, give them menstrual cramps. They won't want to be a woman then, or pay them 32% less than a guy per hour. They won't want to be a woman then. So it's, people that have privileges now that never had them in the past, we worked hard to be able to have them. The blacks, they went through a lot so that they could eat in the same restaurant, drink out of the same drinking fountain, And some of these crusty gusses, these old farts, want to make it back to the time when only old crusty farts were, important and nobody else. Up yours, buddy. There are plenty of those around here in the next town up, Yucaipa. There are plenty of those kind of guys. One guy has this giant tarp over the top of his house that says Trump and Vance on it. It looks like maybe his roof had problems and he needed to cover it with a tarp, and it says Trump and Vance. And even Brian, who doesn't want to get involved or have any opinions on all this stuff, he says, doesn't he know the election's over? Yeah. Oh, this dog and pony show is really wearing me out, We need common sense. And the people that have common sense teach you, the younger ones, what common sense is and how to have it. I'm so sorry I blithered on so long. I just felt the need to say something again. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have anyone to talk to. Well, I gotta get busy doing stuff, then I'll just shut my mouth. Yeah. So I can go upward and onward.